Released on October 29, 1991, No Vaseline is an emphatic no-holds-barred diss track by notorious West Coast rapper Ice Cube. Filled with venom, No Vaseline sees Cube firing shots at his former bandmates in N.W.A. and their manager Jerry Heller. It serves as a personal vendetta, with Cube calling out members of the group, especially Eazy-E and Heller. It touches upon the themes of betrayal, resentment, and exploitation, whilst demonstrating the group's decline since his departure. Cube had been a crucial part of N.W.A.'s rise from the underground in the late 80s, serving as the unofficial lead rapper in the group, and he wrote large swaths of the lyrics on the group's landmark debut, Straight Outta Compton. However, having played such a prominent role in the group's success, Cube didn't feel his input was being reflected financially, and in late 1989, he left the group, beginning a long-running dispute with Heller that spilled over into No Vaseline. Particularly, Cube felt Heller was pocketing a disproportionate amount of the group's income, as he attested to in a 1990 interview with Spin when he was asked why he had left the group. Financial reasons, man. I wasn't getting paid. When you contribute to the sale of 3 million albums, you expect more than $32,000. Jerry Heller, N.W.A. manager, lives in a $500,000 house in Westlake, and I'm still living at home with my mother. Jerry's driving a Corvette and a Mercedes-Benz, and I've got a Suzuki Sidekick. You know what I mean? Jerry's making all the money and I'm not. Jerry has no creative input into the group. He just makes all the f***ed up decisions and gets all the f***ing money. In an interview with Hip Hop DX, Cube described leaving N.W.A. as the biggest risk he ever took. However, it looked like a masterstroke in 1990 when he released his critically acclaimed America's Most Wanted, which saw him give gangsta rap a more socially and politically conscious edge as he examined ghetto life, drug addiction, racism, and poverty. Cube avoided slagging off his former bandmates on America's Most Wanted, but the recording process led to further animosity with Heller, with Cube revealing in an interview with XXL that he blocked Dr. Dre from working on the album. So when I went solo, I was like, I wanted Dr. Dre to do America's Most Wanted, but Jerry Heller vetoed that. So since he vetoed that shit, and I'm pretty sure Eazy didn't want Dr. Dre to do it, but Dre did want to do it, we gotta put that on record. Dre wanted to do my record, but it was just too crazy with the breakup of N.W.A. The feuding became musical in 1990 when N.W.A. fired the first shots on their 1990 track, 100 Miles and Running. Started with 5 and yo, one couldn't take it, so now there's 4 cause the 5th couldn't make it. However, this was fairly tame compared to the vitriolic they blasted off on Real Nick, where the group painted Cube as a coward and questioned his authenticity and originality. How the f*** you think a rap will last with your ass saying shit that is said in the past? Yo, be original, your shit is sloppy. Get off the you motherfucking carbon copy. The group also likened Cube to Benedict Arnold. So I'm glad we got rid of Benedict Arnold, the famous American military officer who defected to the British during the American Revolution, implying he was a traitor. In response, Cube began to pen No Vaseline, outlining in a 2014 interview he intended to blow N.W.A. out of the water. I said, okay man, I'm tired of this. I'ma end this real quick. We gonna set it all the way off. However, No Vaseline wouldn't appear until 1991 as the final track on Death Certificate. Despite being recorded during sessions of America's Most Wanted, despite being universally renowned as a diss track, the single's producer, Sir Jinx, saw No Vaseline differently, telling Jake Payne, "It wasn't like that. The crowd saw it like that, but it was not like that. It was only Ice Cube standing up for himself." Jinx was instrumental in creating a sound that matched the venom of Cube's words, and No Vaseline is primarily built around a sample of the 1970 single Daz by funk and soul band Brick. The relentless bounce perfectly accompanies Cube's insults, and the beat has a hypnotic quality that enhances the venom of Cube's words. The track's intro features several vocal interpolations, including lines from the N.W.A.'s Cube-bashing interlude Message to B.A., interspersed with Cube's refrain, "Here's what they think about you." Taken from his track, Turn Off the Radio. The intro sets the scene for the rest of the track, with Cube establishing his grounds for attack, almost like he's psyching himself up. Immediately, Cube suggests N.W.A. has started to decline since his departure, using imaginary vocal snippet from his fans to support his argument. When they was in London, they wasn't no good without f***ing Ice Cube. When I bought the tape, all I know is I wanted my motherfucking money back. Cube continues this line of attack in the first verse. "Used to be hard, now you're just wet and soft. First you was down with the AK, and now I see you on a video with me Chalet, looking like straight bozos. I saw it coming, that's why I went solo." Cube suggests that since he's left, the group has lost its edge and authenticity, becoming commercial pawns rather than pioneers of the street. Furthermore, Cube presents himself as insightful, having the foresight to recognize the group's downfall and leave accordingly. While Eazy-E and Heller serve as the track's primary targets, Cube also fires shots at Dre and DJ Yella. "Yella boys on your team, so you're losing. Hey yo Dre, stick to producing. Calling me Arnold but you been a Eazy-E saw your ass and went in it quick. Cube pours scorn over Yella's ability, implying his presence immediately damages the group while disparaging Dre's abilities as a rapper, essentially telling him to stay in the studio. He goes further saying that while he may be a traitor, at least he's not letting himself get financially screwed by Eazy. Understandably, considering his reasons for leaving the group, money is a pertinent theme of No Vaseline. Cube derides the group for letting themselves be screwed over by Heller. Using violent imagery, he suggests they are almost like their manager's personal ATM. Cause I heard you like giving up the draws, gang by your manager fella, getting money out your ass like a motherfucking ready teller, giving up the dollar bills. While the group is floundering financially, Cube is emancipated and flourishing. Cube's anger towards Heller is an overarching theme of No Vaseline, and he resents his control over the group. Cube's insult towards Heller takes on a racial theme, straying into anti-Semitic territory. Get rid of that devil real simple. Put a bullet in his temple, cause you can't be the for life crew with a white Jew telling you what to do. While the anti-Semitism and murderous encouragement go too far, Cube's rage stems from the fact that the group, who are proud and vital voices of the marginalized and discriminated black community, are letting themselves be suppressed by an old white dude. Unsurprisingly, Cube's remarks courted great controversy, with Rabbi Abraham Cooper of the LA Jewish Human Rights Organization, the Simon Wiesenthal Center, criticizing the rapper. I know that recording artists these days like to use the excuse that their music reflects reality, but this record is dangerous. This is not just a theoretical issue here. Ice Cube is advocating violence against other ethnic minorities, and given the climate of bigotry in the 1990s, we consider this kind of material a real threat. However, the president of Priority Records, Brian Turner, provided a staunch defense of Cube. The allegations made by the Simon Wiesenthal Center are absolutely invalid. Ice Cube's lyrics represent nothing more than a macho put-down kind of thing that stems from a long-standing feud between Cube and his former group, N.W.A, and the group's manager, Jerry Heller. The track's anti-Semitic slurs almost garnered it an unfortunate legacy in 2022, when Kanye West said the track had inspired him to really get on this anti-Semite vibe. Cube emphatically shut Kanye down, taking to Twitter. I hate that my name was dragged into this drunk champ's bullshit. I don't know what Ye meant by his statements. You're gonna have to ask him. I didn't put the batteries in his back. Please leave my name out of all the anti-Semitic talk. I'm not anti-Semitic and never have been. While Cube's vitriol towards Heller is the track's most explosive moment, he is equally forthright in his ire towards Eazy, launching a homophobic tirade in the third verse. Half pint f***ing your homeboys, you little maggot. Eazy-E turned f*** with your manager fella. F***ing MC Ren, Dr. Dre, and Yella. But if they were smart as me, Eazy-E would be hanging from a tree. As co-founder of Ruthless Records, Eazy's business dealings with Heller make him accountable for the group's financial impropriety in Cube's eyes. Mocking Eazy's notoriously tiny frame, he suggests that he betrayed his friends for money, using the graphic sexual metaphor of Eazy and Heller to demonstrate their close relationship and how it has destroyed the rest of the group. In rather braggadocious fashion, Cube claims if Eazy tried such a stunt on him, he'd end up dead, further embellishing his street credentials compared to the group. Betrayal hangs over the whole track, and it's an accusation that Cube especially levels at MC Ren. Used to be my homie, now you act like you don't know me. It's arguably the track's most emotive line, and behind the insult he hurls at Ren, you can see that Cube is hurting. Cube and Ren were friends before N.W.A, and this particular betrayal seems to sting Cube the hardest. The emphatic nature of No Vaseline, coupled with the gradual disintegration of N.W.A, sealed by Dre's departure in early 1992, ensured there was no comeback. In the group's biopic, Straight Outta Compton, Heller is shown to be furious upon hearing the track for the first time. However, as Heller stated in an interview that most of Straight Outta Compton was inaccurate, or just out and out not true. It's hard to gauge if his reaction was purely dramatized or if it held some weight. In an interview with Vlad TV, DJ Yella said that years later, when asked for the group's response to No Vaseline by Cube, he simply stated, "You got us." Dre provided a possible response on his 1993 single, With Dre Day, and everybody celebrating, with an illusory reference to Cube. Then we go and creep to South Central on a street knowledge mission as I steps in the temple. Dre words pack no real punch, and No Vaseline didn't result in any long-term feud, with the duo collaborating on the 1994 single, Natural Born Killers. Describing the reunion to Howard Stern,
everything's fine. Hug, and it's like we never even talked about the past. We just went forward.
Out of N.W.A, Eazy drew the bulk of Cube's contempt on No Vaseline. But in a 2015 interview with Billboard, Cube confirmed that they had repaired their relationship before Eazy died. We was on great terms. We had finally got it all the way back to where it felt like not just the truth, not just going along to get along because we in the same space, but we was actually enjoying each other and talking about old times and laughing at how we did on the bus or making records. While the recriminations of No Vaseline may have been minor, there can be no disputing the track's legacy. Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson Jr., gave it a ringing endorsement in 2021, responded to a conversation instigated by XXL regarding the greatest diss track of all time. He tweeted, "No Vaseline, 1 versus 4, and they had no rebuttal. It was finished." Earlier this year, Cube himself declared No Vaseline as the greatest diss track ever in an interview, stating, "It's not even close." While Cube's opinion may be heavily biased, No Vaseline would undoubtedly be up there with Tupac's Hit 'Em Up and Nas's Ether as one of the greatest diss tracks ever. It may not have sparked all-out warfare, but because of its sheer aggression and the caliber of names that Cube was taking on, No Vaseline will always remain an essential part of hip-hop history.